I was born here in Trinidad, Colorado in December of 1952. I lived in a small coal mining camp by the name of Sopris, Colorado, which is no longer in existence. And I lived there till June of 1968, and then I moved to Trinidad, Colorado. Both my parents were born and raised here. My dad was his dad was an immigrant from Italy. They came over, landed actually in Louisiana, and he lived here. My mom's dad was born and raised in the United States, and her mom also came from Italy, and they lived here all of their lives. You know, a lot of the coal camps or some of the coal communities here in Los Animas County, such as Sopris, had what they called, part of it was a company town or a part of the coal company's town or camp. And then there was also like unincorporated, which Sopris was there too. So when they eventually shut the coal mines down in Sopris, there was still a community of Sopris, and that was true for not only Sopris, but communities like Segundo, Primero, other communities such as Tercio or Cuatro, Hastings, Delawa. When they shut those coal camps down, or those coal mines down, those coal camps went out of existence too. Same way with Morley. Morley was strictly all company town, so a lot of them. But the communities like Sopris and Primero and Segundo, I think they kept a lot of the traditions or a lot of the life as in the coal camps and stuff. So I would think that I was, I lived in a coal camp for, like I said, till I was 16 years old.
So,
A lot of the doctors were actually brought to the community to serve the coal miners. There wasn't a lot of doctors that came to small communities. There was a couple homegrown doctors, and they lived here in the community. But some of the other doctors that came in were actually brought here by the United Mine Workers to service the miners and such. That we had a local hospital, and that basically served the medical needs of most of the surrounding communities and the communities as a whole. Sopris itself had three privately owned stores, individual stores, and of course at that time, the city of Trinidad had a couple more of a corporate town, or corporate stores, company store, Safeways and stuff. But the last I can remember of a company store was in Valdez. That to me was one of the last company stores in the area. So most of the women would bake or make their foods or breads. It used to be a treat to have sliced bread, where before it was all your mom baked the breads and stuff, and most everybody had a garden, so they grew a little bit of food. Some of the local people had different animals. Some people raised chickens to produce eggs. Other people had cows that they would produce milk. So it was some people had cows that they butchered and stuff. My dad and a lot of people that lived in Sopris, even after the mine shut down, they actually worked in other mines in the area, and they continued that. And then there was a big drop off in the early and mid 50s, and the town of Sopris, for instance, there was a lot of people that left those communities they had to go up to Colorado Springs in Denver, and some went to Pueblo, just because that was where a lot of the work was. And so there was, quite a few people left the area. Those were two very big mines, the Morley mine in Valdez or Frederick's mine. And when Marley Mine shut down first in the early 50s, and then in 59, and quite a few people left. My dad was a coal miner up until that time, and then he transitioned over to work for the State Highway Department.